Hello everyone, I recently purchased this Toshiba satellite for just £10 from Facebook Marketplace. Let's take a look and see what I've got. This laptop is a Toshiba Satellite S1800-400. Originally from the early 2000s, this model shipped with Windows Millennium Edition, although there also seem to have been similar revisions with Windows 2000 or even Windows XP on. The listing had described the laptop as powering on but having issues booting, and soon after I had collected it these issues became apparent, with Run DLL 32 errors and no sound or video drivers loading, despite being present in Device Manager. After a brief search of Google, I was pointed to the system.ini file in the Windows directory. Upon opening it, it was clear that either a past user or a virus had been messing around here, but after tidying it up, I finally had the audio working. Still, the VGA driver would not work. This was solved somewhat easily by removing it from the Device Manager and then just restarting, forcing the machine to reinstall the driver. So now I have a working laptop, albeit quite sluggish due to the Toshiba bloatware and the previous user's files. Before I can get on with any more software tweaks, I'm going to clean the machine up and take a closer look at its specs. The laptop is in pretty good physical condition, a few expected blemishes, with the worst being around the mouse buttons where you would rest your palms. It includes a floppy drive as well as a DVD drive. The CPU is an Intel Celeron running at 800 MHz. There is 256 MB of RAM, which has been upgraded from the original 128 MB. For VGA, we have a Trident Cyberblade i1 and for sound an ALI audio accelerator. The hard drive is still the original 14GB model. The screen is surprisingly sharp for an older, budget-orientated laptop, with a native resolution of 1024 by 768. Surprisingly, the battery also seems to hold a charge after all of these years. Now that the laptop is cleaned up physically, it's time to clean up the software. I am hesitant to format the laptop as I am unable to find a restore CD for this machine or reliable sources for all of the drivers. So I'm just going to uninstall as much bloatware as possible and clean up the install as well as I can. Judging by some of the software on the machines, it seems it was still in use as late as 2007, which is a long time for a budget machine like this to be in use. For now, however, we can make use of it as a retro gaming machine. Let's load up some early 2000 games and see what sort of performance we can get from the machine. Just before I run any games, I try to run 3D Mark 99 and 2000. As you can see, the results are not promising. first game up to test is Unreal. Released in 1998, this game does run, but it doesn't look great. Next up is Max Payne. A bit ambitious, but I tried it anyway. It does not run well at all, even with the bare minimum settings. The last game tested here is Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. It does run, but it's not the smoothest, as it must be run at 1024 by 768, as the lower resolutions look terrible on this screen. And that is where my testing was brought to a halt. Suddenly, after a restart, the GPU driver failed to load again. This has twisted my arm into doing a full format of the machine, and next time I will try Windows 2000 to see if there are any performance gains to be had. I will release a follow-up video to see the results of that. As usual, if you have made it this far, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.